Okay, guys, now that all the ladies are gone and all the snowflakes are gone, now I can tell you why I'm making this video. Okay, I wanted to fill you in on this. It's something that you may not know, and we're going to be talking about the XR650L. And if you don't know, that's a bike by Honda, made by Honda. They started making it back in like '92, I think it was, maybe '91, and basically the design has been so good and so effective that they didn't want to change anything. So they basically made the same motorcycle. I mean, you can go buy a 2018 that's exactly the same as the one from the the 90s and stuff. So there's a lot of parts interchangeability and great stuff like that about the XR650L. But the real reason I'm making this video, I'm just going to get right into it. It's a little uncomfortable for me to talk about this sort of stuff, but basically I started riding the XR650L about a year and a half ago now, I guess. And I started getting some good roost. I started, just, getting more and more comfortable on the bike. I was getting some small jumps, like 2 or 3 footers and stuff like that, getting some wheelies and things, and just really getting more and more comfortable off-road on the bike, even going through the whoops pretty fast on it and things like that, just, really building up my confidence level on it. Well, and that's great. That was all great stuff. But after, I don't know, about 3 or 4 weeks of owning that thing, it didn't happen instantly. It took a little time for it to kick in, but once it kicked in, basically I went to the bathroom one day and I was like, man, every time I take a step, my nuts are kind of sore. I thought, well, it's probably from banging them on the seat on the XR650L when you're hitting whoops and hitting jumps and stuff like that, all the stuff I mentioned before. But it never went away. It just kept on. Eventually it didn't hurt anymore, but basically I went to the bathroom and was looking, and I was like, man, I think my nuts are like twice as big as they once were. And so I showed my wife, and she was like, wow, that's impressive nut growth there, and well, a couple more weeks went by, and then they were 4 times bigger. And I didn't start out short in that department, so I mean they're massive now, and I was like, oh my god, so I went and showed my wife again, and of course she was like, oh, I don't know, you should probably go see a doctor. And I said, what are you talking about, go see a doctor? I mean, this is while it may be a side effect of XR650L, it's a positive side effect. I mean, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And so she kept after me and was like, oh, you should go to a doctor and all that stuff. And I wouldn't listen to that. I don't go to the doctor unless I'm dying. And, having extra large nuts is not a bad thing to me. So anyways, I kept riding, kept going. And eventually I got to the point where basically I could, now I can put one nut on each side of the gas tank, and it really helps me to go into some corners a lot harder than I could. I just get an added grip, and I guess you guys will just have to take my word for it, or else go out and buy yourself an XR650L and give it about 4 to 6 months, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. People look at you different, they treat you different. When they see that your swagger, I guess it'd be, when you're walking down the street and you've got one nut in each pant leg, it changes your gait, your walk, and people notice that stuff, man. I mean, basically, if you want a promotion at work and stuff like that, you want to go to the top of the food chain and be the top alpha dog at the workplace or something like that, then I advise you to go ahead and get XR650L in your life and immediately start riding the hell out of the thing. I mean, you're going to need to, you're behind the curve right now, so you're going to need to get out there and put some massive seat time in before you're going to start seeing these results. But it's totally worth it. It's a life-changing event, and even though at first it kind of scared my wife, and she was a little scared of it and everything, but after a while, I mean, she loves it. She's never been happier, let's just put it that way. And it's a little different, like before I could sit on a toilet and my nuts wouldn't drip down in, or drop down into the water. Well, now I have to like kind of pull up on the sack. And speaking of the sack, that's something else that I'll be honest, I'm wondering now. I've had to kind of reduce how much seat time I'm putting in on the XR650L, because I'm starting to be concerned that I might not have quite enough sack to handle the growth. If there's any more growth, I don't know. I mean, you know, it's basically like, you know, let's just face it, guys, we have wrinkles on our ball sack. You know, I guess that helps cool them down or something. I don't know. But with this, when you're riding XR650L, basically you're going to have wrinkle-free balls. It's sort of like maybe if you had Botox on your nut sack or something. I mean, we're talking totally smooth, wrinkle-free, you know, best thing that's ever happened to you. So guys, if you're on the fence about XR650L and you're one of these people that thinks L stands for loser or lame or something like that, then this video is probably not going to help you out. But you know, because you need mental help, because really, in reality, the L, you know, this is the little secret Honda didn't want anyone knowing about. The L stands for large balls or large nuts, whichever way you want to look at it. And, you know, Honda knew about this back in the 90s and stuff when they first came out with this bike. They, you know, the lawyers came to them and told them, you know, hey, we've got all these people that are like trying to sue us, saying that their balls are too big and stuff like this, you know. But they didn't. That's why they didn't change the design, is they knew that if they changed the design any, that it would give the you know, the people that were trying to sue them, it would give them a leg in court, so a leg up in court, you know. And other than just the obvious, you know, extra large nut evidence, they would have more evidence that Honda was trying to, you know, avoid any lawsuits and stuff. So they decided not to change a single thing, and I don't think they ever will. You know, it would be interesting if we could go into the future. Will they still make a 2050 XR650L that's exactly like the one you can go buy today? I don't know. I don't know. But, you know, there were some talks, and I've heard some rumors coming out of the Honda factory that they were actually thinking about making a XR, what would it be, a 1300, I think? XR 1300L. Because they, you know, some people were like, man, this is so great. The only thing we can do is make it twice as good. So they thought, well, we'll double the engine size, double the bike size. And, you know, I'll insert a picture in here. This was leaked out of the Honda factory, and I'll insert a picture in here. You guys will see this is ridiculous. I mean, you'd have to be a giant to ride this thing. So anyways, guys, if you want to feel like, you know, Superman, and like you can do anything, like you're unstoppable, like you've basically just done like a whole bunch of PCP and you're ready to run down the road naked with your giant balls bouncing off your knees, then go ahead and check into XR650L. On the other hand, if you're a snowflake, or, you know, you like your tiny nuts just the way they are, then maybe you should be looking at like a, you know, a KLR or a, you know, a DRZ or something. One of these, you know, one of these basically girly man bikes, as I call them now that I know the truth. But guys, you know, you may think this is a big joke, but it's not a joke. I promise you. If you want to increase your testicular fortitude, the only way to do that is XR650L. Get on it. Don't do it all at once. Ease into it, because, you know, you got to give your sack room for growth, you know, time to deal with the new growth, you know. And this is one of those things that, you know, the reason I made this video this way is I don't really want a lot of people knowing about this. So don't share this video. Don't tell anybody else about it, because it's just, you know, again, I don't want Honda to have to stop making the bike because of lawsuits and stuff like that. Little Nancy boys that can't handle having, you know, grapefruit sized testicles, or even larger, you know, maybe even cantaloupe size, if, you know, you know, it's a limitless, it's a limitless possibility. You know, the world is your oyster, basically. Once you ride XR650L, you can go anywhere, you can do anything. And when a lady gets a look at your giant nuts through your pants, I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you not sharing this video and not telling anyone about it, because, again, top secret stuff. We don't want to disrupt the flow and disrupt the, you know, think of all those factory workers that would lose their jobs, and if suddenly they couldn't make XR650L anymore. So, guys, keep all that in mind if you're shopping for XR650L, because it's going to take a real man to throw a leg over that thing, and it's going to take an even bigger man to be able to handle the exponential ball growth that you're going to experience. So I appreciate you tuning in. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind. If you want to comment about your own ball growth in the comments down below, that's great. If you want to join the giant nut crew, go out and get yourself XR650L, ride the hell out of it, enjoy life, be safe. Oh, one more thing. If you like to ride balls out and balls to the wall, it's much better if you've got extra large nuts, because it's more of an impact, you know. So guys, appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next time.